hot humor, but I mean, they were like 40 when the movies started. And Tommy Chong was supposed to be, Cheech Marin was one of the hyenas in The Lion King.
Yeah.
And the other one was supposed to be Tommy Chong. And he turned it down. He was on Hot Ones a few years ago. You watch Hot Ones? That dude makes people eat hot wings and they talk. He was on, and he said they came to him and he turned it down.
You were pegged to be one of the hyenas and you turned it down. You ended up giving the role to Whoopi Goldberg. Do you regret turning it down? That would have been kind of cool if you were one of the hyenas.
I don't regret it at the time because Disney was so straight. You know, they didn't want dope, they didn't want blah, 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 you know. And I once got kicked out of Disneyland because I was wearing a obscene t-shirt, you know. And so I wasn't a big Disney fan.
All right, so I want to give you a line from the movie because I always wonder, like, would Tommy Chong have read it as Tommy Chong or would he have done some sort of crazy hyena cartoon voice? So let me give you the line and you can tell me how you would have delivered it. Look at you guys. No wonder we're dangling at the bottom of the food chain. If it weren't for those lions, we'd be running the joint.
Oh, I would have probably gone, look at you guys, man. No wonder you're dangling at the bottom of the food chain. If it weren't for these lions, we'd be running the joint.
So basically like Tommy Chong's voice.
Yeah.
He would have done.
And that's Whoopi is like the mean one.
Is she?
Yeah.
Well, they wanted Tommy Chong. You got to appreciate that. He goes, nope, not going to do it because Disney kicked me out for wearing an obscene T-shirt. But he's Canadian. A lot of people think he's from, somewhere else. He grew up in Calgary, and I smoked a joint with Tommy Chong. Opened up for him at Gary Field's Comedy Club, place that isn't even there anymore. In 1996, got high with him and his wife, right in the green room.
Hell yeah.
He's a nice dude. But 85 today, boy. And I think he's got 9 or 10 years on Cheech. He's older than him. So there you go. Thank you, whoever sent me that. Boy, it really is a circle of life, isn't it? Tina Turner dies at 83. Tommy Chong enjoys another birthday at 85. And you could argue that he's treated his body less like a temple than Tina Turner did. Just can't account for changes in your life like that. If you want listen to us on iHeartRadio, you can always leave us messages there. A little talkback button there.
Yeah, what up, Alan? This is Jack McFeely. I hear you on a podcast a few days ago talking about me dropping off drawers in your driveway. Man, I'll tell you what, I don't appreciate you talking about my drawer business on the radio. Why don't you keep my name out your mouth and keep my drawers out your driveway? And then I hear you again the next day talking about them being in your garage again. I pick them up when I feel like it, partner.
All right.
You got called
I sure
out.
did by Jack
Hey,
McFeely,
congrats.
the delivery truck driver. That dresser's still in my garage. Soon to be a bonfire. Well, wow. I did get called out. So sorry.
You should
Didn't
be
mean to
embarrassed.
blow up. I am. You don't see me blushing?
He got you.
My full-on blush? What? Hello?
Nothing. Stupid live stream.
The fact that he would check in and call me out like that. You gotta respect that. Hey, next week on the show, it's going to be a short week, but I'll have more tickets for you to join us on the Cleveland Funny Bus. Those sell out very, very quickly. We do them every Wednesday in May. We're extending that through June. If you're joining us tonight, I'll be your host. So next Wednesday, you can go to funnybus.net for all the details on it. I'll have Mudvayne tickets for you next week, too. Guardians game when the Red Sox are in town June 8th. And if you want to go see Weezer at Blossom in a few weeks, I'll have those for you next week, too. We'll be out this Friday and then Monday for the holiday. We'll be back on Tuesday of next week. And so set your alarms. Or whatever you do. I don't know.
Pound the alarm.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't necessarily want people to, set it first. And then if it's important enough to you, I guess you can go that way. So Poundcake will be doing. You have to work Friday and Monday, Poundcake?
Not Monday, but Friday.
You got to work Monday?
Friday, not Monday.
Oh, Friday, not Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
You confused me. I was like, did I say Monday?
Well, sorry.
Boy, it just naps all around. Just nap.
I'm trying to figure out if I would have a nap window this weekend. I mean,
You don't have time for anything.
I have to set up my
You got
new
4 days and
grill.
you can't figure out what day, not like a 2-hour window where you can nap.
You're a single man, Poundcake. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want.
Not a single man.
You know what I mean. You're not married. You don't have children. You have no responsibilities other than yourself. If your boyfriend and you were going to do something, all you'd have to do is go, I don't feel like it. And he'd go do something else. Friday morning, I still got to come in and do some work. Saturday, having brunch. Sunday.
Where and what time?
Huh?
What time are we having brunch?
Where are we going?
Not us.
Come on, show brunch.
Show brunch. Show brunch.
Fine. You guys set up a show brunch, and I'll show up.
Yeah, right.
Saturday.
Saturday.
I already
Show
have
brunch.
I just told
You're
you. I already have a
double
brunch.
that's our show
You're
brunch.
double brunching.
I can't
Double
double
bruncher.
brunch.
Yeah, you're gonna come. What time's your other brunch?
11:30.
Ours is
at
at
1.
10:30.
Oh. I was going the
Ours
other
is
way.
at 1.
I want you to come to our brunch first. I don't want some sloppy second brunch.
10:30. I can't
Fine.
have brunch in an
9
hour.
a.m.
9
a.m.
Sarah
6:30.
Silverman's dropping a new hour on Saturday.
Hey, good for her.
Oh,
You
I
don't like
watched,
her? I like her.
I love her.
Me and McBoyfriend watched the Wanda Sykes hour.
How was
Yeah.
it?
The most recent one, or she have a
Yeah,
brand new
the
one?
most-
now?
She's got a
Most
brand
recent
new
one.
one that
Oh,
just
she
came
does?
out. Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
I saw the last one.
Yeah,
She called Chappelle out in this one. That's what all the clickbait says.
I don't remember her calling Chappelle out.
Oh.
Maybe that was the last one. I don't.
I like
remember.
her. I think she's funny.
She's funny, and I
She's
also
got a French wife.
She does, and she talks about her a lot in this comedy special, which is hilarious. But I also watched the Monique comedy special, and
Oh, boy. She's so bitter. Is it in the special? How bitter she is?
no, but there's just some very uncomfortable moments that I wish she had not said. She was talking.
Why is that?
She was talking about her vagina stinking.
Yeah, but she kind of gives off that vibe. I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I mean, you didn't want to know
She
that?
gives
I mean,
off that vibe. That her
She-
vagina.
Yeah, is that a vibe that people give off that she has a stench to her
I don't know.
lady parts?
That wouldn't shock me.
It was just she just created a narrative. I'm like, where is she going with this narrative? And she was like, I went up the stairs, I went down the stairs, I went up the stairs, I went down the stairs. And she was like, and then I went to my husband, and I was like, ooh, a sexy time. And he was like, no, thank you. And
Well, it sounds like she just got sweaty, and stinky from I don't know if it's just one part specifically.
well, I'm just saying what she said in the comedy special. And he took like fingers and then put them up to her nose.
Oh.
Jesus.
That's what
I
he
didn't
did.
know she was that dirty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's wrong.
Well, I was reading an article a couple of days ago. A black author wrote the article. He said that black Gen X comedy is dead. He said Monique, Chris Rock, Marlon Wayans, those kinds of comics don't have anything new to say, which was kind of a bummer. His overall thesis was that this Monique hour is real bad. And, I don't know what the bigger picture is on that. I think Chris Rock is still a funny guy, but he's an older dude. I think there's some things you can't avoid about your life when you get older, whether you're a comedian or a welder. It's just that you have a long history of being funny if you're a stand-up comedian. And so people constantly are able to compare X to Y or A to B or whatever it is. And they go, well, this one. It's like, I don't know that's got, I'm a Gen Xer. I mean, we're like the generation that nobody cares about or talks about because it's either millennials or Gen Z or boomers. We're right in the middle, untalked about, which is where we always wanted to be. But if you're a comedian, well, I don't know. It seems to be more amplified in the case of Monique because she's been so vocal about being upset. That she wasn't, what was her complaint? She wasn't making Chris Rock and Chappelle money on Netflix.
She wanted like $10 million from Netflix or something. Whatever Chappelle made and Kevin,
Well, she was saying
they made a hell of a lot more money than $10 million.
that was her whole thing. Was like, how are you going to pay these guys out? But I've been doing it longer. And
She
I'm
said,
better.
But it's not a meritocracy. I mean, it's not, I don't know.
She said that if she's considered a legend with all of them, why is she not getting a legend pay? She was like,
well, not that kind of legend.
Well, that's what she
Smelly
said.
vagina legend.
She said that because she was black and she was a woman, that she wasn't getting the same amount of pay that the other comics were getting.
Well, not that long ago, she went out on tour, and she was booked with D.L. Hughley, and she was supposed to headline. It was this huge drama where, like, she was supposed to headline, and then DL was like, no, I'm the booked headliner for the tour. So she went out and opened for him and spent a half hour crapping all over him like he's a little...
Ripped him to shreds.
Yeah, like he's a little bitch. Can't
Before
even
he
come
went out?
here. Yes. DL said, I'm not going out there if I'm not, like, literally just tore him to shreds. And then DL had to go out after her.
Why? Just
Because she was mad that she wasn't the headliner.
I get it.
Or that it
but
had been
come
booked
on,
backwards
man.
or
Like,
something.
Because
she was very I don't open for anybody.
if you're a performer who acts like the whole world is against you, you're wrong. I mean, just
but people love that.
Do they?
It's a lot of people do.
If I paid to see that show and her 30-minute, even if I like Monique, and I'm agnostic about her, even if I like Monique, she spends her whole set ripping D.L. Hughley, and then he's got to come out. I'm like...
It was like 15... I watched it, because the Shade
If you
Room,
watch it on YouTube for free, you go, ooh, this is interesting.
I saw it on
If you paid
Instagram.
$40, I'd be like, come on, man.
My buddy, who is a very funny comic from Detroit, his name is Josh Adams, and he was hosting that show. And so I saw it on Josh's Instagram
if we're being honest, I think he's funnier than both of them.
Well, he's hilarious. He's so funny. So he went up, and he had to go up in between Monique and DL. And he was like, well, I guess that, like, he handled it well and made a few jokes and kind of lightened the mood. But, yeah, and he's like a young, he hasn't been doing it 30 years, but he's probably been doing it 10 or 15. And he had to go up. I'm like, what a position to put the host in. Like, that's what you don't think about, is that this younger comic now has to come up and be like, I guess we'll see what DL has to say about it, you know?
It's like 10 minutes, and it says Monique slaughters DL Hughley at Detroit Theater, Fox Theater.
Huh.
And,
Well, yeah, if she doesn't care about what DL thinks, she's not going to care what the host thinks.
She's like,
No, I'm saying that just sucks for him.
Oh,
this
yeah,
is like a
of course.
huge opportunity for him, and now he's
Right.
like, well, now what, you
Yeah.
know?
But the article I was reading was the guy's like, they're just older, and they don't have anything relevant to say anymore. Chappelle and Chris Rock and Monique, and they're like...
I thought
and
Chris Rock's new special was relevant. I thought there was some relevant stuff in there.
Listen, I think Chris Rock is objectively funny.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dave Chappelle is objectively funny.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily mean that everything they're talking about is hitting me in
Well,
my
they're
giggle hole. I mean, like,
Well, the giggle hole gets smaller and smaller as you age because it wrinkles.
I guess. I mean, so, but that's just a function of getting older. Like, you have different... It's just different perspectives. And you're
successful, too.
Well, and on your tail, right, you have less to prove, but
Mhm.
on your tail is a younger, quicker, potentially, I wouldn't say funnier, but just a different, comedy's always changing. There's always, I mean, so I don't know. But if your whole bit now is that, like, because there's a snowball effect there. If you're the person who's complaining that you didn't get your due, you're not going to get it from complaining because everybody else is like, yeah, I don't think so either, man. I mean, there's not a person on the planet who thinks they're paid enough for whatever they do. Whether you're a performer or a welder, back to that. Nobody thinks they're paid enough.
I'm paid just the right amount for my welding skills.
0.
Mm-hmm. Decent at soldering. Welding is...
He's got his own mask.
I had to buy a baseball glove yesterday.
You had to buy one?
Yeah, I'm doing that thing at the Guardians field next Tuesday where we're competing against WTAM, and I guess some of the people at TAM are pretty competitive, and they're like trying to talk smack to me, and Jeff Zukakis is like, "Oh, we're gonna wipe the floor with you." I'm like, "Probably. I bought a glove today."
Oh, Jeff Z is on the TAM team?
I believe so.
Who's on our team?
I'm the only talent.
Well, yeah, there's nobody else. I mean, there's like 4
I
live.
said I would do it. I was like, I replied to the email, and I'm like, I'm pretty athletic. I'm good at baseball. I'll play this. And then
I'll do cartwheels all over this bitch.
I didn't get picked.
Members only Dave.
For MMS?
Yeah. Hold on, let me pull up the the team. It is Michael Pika and
Well, he's 9 feet tall. So
Yeah.
if this were basketball, you'd be
we'd be in
golden.
good shape.
Yeah.
And Rob Bailey.
Who the hell's Rob Bailey?
He's on TAM.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, but they
Well, they
made it
didn't
on
pick me.
WMS team. Well, because you're a girl.
Probably. Sexist they are.
There's no
Softball.
females playing on either team?
I don't think so.
Wow.
There's no women on TAM.
That is
Right,
true,
that
isn't
is
it?
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some traffic maybe, but yeah.
Well, okay. And that's Tuesday?
That's Tuesday.
And you're going to be out there just, what, posting dingers or what?
I mean, it goes Station 1, Station 2, Station 3. I don't know what any of the stations are, but then we do a hitting challenge.
What is this for?
It's just some MMS versus TAM
Charity
thing.
or what's it for?
Yeah, I think there's a charity aspect to it.
Okay. So you'll get some like TV coverage?
Maybe.
They should.
I'm gonna.
Why would you do something like this and not get TV coverage?
I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun to play on the field.
Right. No, I understand
That's
that.
all I wanted to do was just go be on the field where the Guardians play. I wanted to be down there, so I had to buy a glove because I don't have a glove.
Wait a minute. You
Will you
members only
point your
did-
bat where you're going to hit your home run? Like the Babe?
Well, I will not hit a home run, so
You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure I'm not
In a
going to hit
major
a home
league
run.
stadium?
You don't
Yeah,
know. You
if-
don't know that.
If I hit a home run in a major league, like a real home run, not like they set up like a little
Trap.
fun like little kiddie wall for
yeah,
us.
a wall that's
like-
just past the
yeah.
baseline.
No, if I hit a real home run, it will be the greatest thing I've ever done.
Indeed.
But I guarantee you I will
It'll be
not.
the greatest thing
I'll be
anybody's
lucky if
ever
I get
done.
it out. I am not a baseball player.
No.
Like I was never like basketball, I know what I'm doing. Football, I can throw a
You're
spiral.
doing this just to be at Progressive
I'm
Field.
just doing it
down
just because
there.
I want to be
That's so
down there on the
frustrating.
field.
I'm
Why?
annoyed I didn't get picked.
Tell him.
Tell them you want to play.
I did. And they put someone from TM on our team. I'm arguably, members only Dave might be more athletic than me.
You know what it is?
I'm a girl.
Nope.
What?
Called out Hotchkiss for stealing your energy drink.
You called out Hotchkiss. I'm telling you, dude, he has acted differently toward me ever since that happened. He's not as like, oh, hey, Mayor, how's it going? He'll like give me a nod in passing.
He's not like that to any. He's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying he's been acting differently
He's
ever
not
since
high-fiving
forced
anybody.
me, forced me to confront our boss.
No, come
Well,
on. It was good for
Time
the show.
to confront Rob Anthony.
There you go.
Whatever.
Big
Or
Rob.
Keith Kennedy. One of those two
Yup.
didn't pick you
They
for the
didn't
team.
pick you.
He's-
They probably thought you were gone.
I specifically replied and said, hey, you know what? I think Keith Kennedy even replied back to me.
What do you say?
Hold on, let me look at my email.
It's not for girls.
Yeah. There's no crying in baseball.
We don't
Mayor.
have any-
It's on a Tuesday.
We don't
which is
have any
Tears Day.
pink
Yeah.
bats. We don't have any pink gloves, balls, or bats.
Tomorrow night, Blink 182.
someone off.
Baseball. Here we go. So they sent it out and they're like, hey, here's what's going on. And I said, I'm definitely interested. And Keith Kennedy said, thanks, I'll let you know. So
That's
he knows.
what he said to me.
He knows.
But then I followed up with him because I was very interested. I said, hey, am I on this team or not?
Wow.
So you got to do that follow up.
Well, they might need an alternate, Mary.
No, I'm not alternate. I'm nobody's alternate.
I think you should try and get someone kicked off the team.
Probably the
That's
guy who
not me.
doesn't belong on it who's from TAM, if it's a
Yeah,
WMMS
listen, if there's
team.
anyone that doesn't belong on it, it's me. But-
Would you replace Bill Squire on the
Yes.
WMMS
Honestly,
team?
the likelihood of me injuring myself is quite high. So you should probably come.
He's going to come limping in here on
Yeah.
Tuesday. This is pre-show?
Yeah.
It's from like
So-
10:45 to 1:30 or something
Yeah,
like that.
like lunch starts at 1, so I'll gobble some dogs and then
Some
head over to the
441.
show.
Gobble some Earth-shaped dogs.
I like the way the earth tastes.
I've got to, like Galactus, I got to take a break. If you want to send a text, 35192. You want to watch live, you can do that, AlanCoxShow.com, and we'll be back.